Hey everybody, and thank you for being with me. I hope everyone's having a good Saturday. I woke up today at 5 a.m. and I was laughing from a dream. I actually laughed until I cried, which does not ever happen, so that was really different and cool. And man, I wish I could start every day out like that. But today I want to share with you one of Napoleon Hill's teachings. And if you don't know who Napoleon Hill is, he was a journalist from the early 1900s, and he interviewed people like Andrew Carnegie, Thomas Edison, John D. Rockefeller, and Henry Ford, and people of that type of caliber. Obviously, a lot of his stuff is outdated, so I want to kind of reintroduce that to people that may not have ever heard it, and maybe they could get a better idea from someone who's younger. So let's get into that a little bit here. Now, the first thing is going to be he had a theory that Andrew Carnegie taught him. And so what he did was Andrew Carnegie, when he interviewed him, Carnegie said he gave him a mission basically and challenged him to, for 20 years, interview all these successful people and come up with a philosophy for success and see where their mindset was and kind of what their perception was on how they became successful. And Carnegie didn't pay him for it. All he really did was he gained new connections. He got to mingle with all these very successful people. So I want to share with you the theory about the two envelopes that Carnegie taught Hill, and then we'll jump into the actual lesson. So, Napoleon Hill's theory about the two envelopes. One envelope is labeled riches, and the other one's labeled penalties. The envelope labeled riches may be opened, and only if you take possession of your own mind and direct it towards ends of your own choice. The envelope labeled penalties contains the consequences you must face if you neglect to take possession of your own mind and fail to direct it deliberately. The envelope labeled riches contains sound health, peace of mind, a labor of love of your own choosing, freedom from fear and worry, a positive mental attitude, material riches of your own choice and quantity, and a full list of blessings available to you. The envelope labeled penalties contains ill health, fear and worry, indecision and doubt, frustration and discouragement throughout life, poverty and want, and a whole flock of mental evils, including envy, greed, jealousy, anger, hatred, and superstition. Now, my responsibility and your responsibility is to open that envelope labeled rich. So now, first things first, you have to decide what you want to do in life, whatever your passion is, whatever you love, and whatever you won't get tired of. So if you love puppies and you want to make little clothes and sweaters for puppies, do that. If you love helping children, figure out a way to reach out to children and help them in whatever way. Or if you just like to build things, you can build things, even if it's something that's already invented. Now, step one is you're going to get a notebook, and you're going to take that desire, you're going to define that one desire, okay? Page 1, write a clear description of your major desire in life, the one circumstance, position, or possession you would accept as your idea of success. And before you begin writing, remember that the only limitations are those you set up in your own mind or permit others to set up for you. You want to be very exact and detailed. And step 2 is flip to page 2. And you're going to write a clear description of exactly what you're willing to give in return for that which you desire from life. Okay? And you got to start giving right away. So what you're going to give is going to be things like your time, your discipline, and the most efficient and effective service of which you're capable. Everything in life has a price, and success is no different. Step 3 is you're going to want to memorize and repeat those. So you memorize both of those statements, what you want and what you're willing to give. You're going to repeat them at least a dozen times a day, and really you want to memorize these. The hard part is going to be at the end of those repetitions, you're going to end with this expression of gratitude. You're going to say, I ask not for divine providence or greater riches, but for more wisdom with which to accept and use wisely the riches I received at birth in the form of the power to control and direct my mind to whatever ends I see necessary. And besides that manifestation alignment process, this is going to be, after you do those, the focus and the beliefs, and get yourself aligned, this is going to be like the first real step to manifesting things, writing them down and memorizing them. So I hope this was helpful. And like always, thank you for watching. And I hope this reaches who it needs to.